What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtio. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be reviewing what makes a good midfield selection, how to pick out the best midfielders. I've got a few tips on these to come up. First of all, 24 people in the league so far as I'm recording this, which is late on a Sunday night before I go to bed, and I'll edit them the following morning to get them up throughout the week, hopefully. And also, I'm on the leagues because I'm going to be creating a head-to-head league. Maximum of 20 people, hopefully before the start of the season. If you want to get on this head-to-head action, then drop a comment down below just saying you want to join head-to-head in any sort of way, and I'll be adding you to the league. I'm not going to make it open for anyone because I want to make sure people that are in it, really want to be in it. This league is just for everyone, just to see how teams get on. I want the head-to-head league to really be focused on people that are going to be through it from the first whistle to the 90th minute stoppage time whistle, getting towards, and if not, exactly the end of the season, hopefully. But rather than me waffling on, it's time to talk about midfielders. Now, my midfield selection is very strange, and it's very, I believe, quiet but a good contender. I'll explain why, shall I? I will, indeed. Right. My 5 midfielders, they range between, well, I think they've got the biggest range in the game, 5 million and 11.5. I've got 5 million 11 in strike force, but 5 and 11.5 between Mason and Hazard. But basically, I'll go through from my priciest to least priciest. Hazard, simple choice, donned the season last season. Most points out of any position, best performing player, got player of the season, and with stats like that, it's hard to think why. He's brilliant going forward, and he plays for Chelsea. Good thing about that means he gets clean sheet points too. Got racked up a load of bonus points, 42 last season, which you compare to Sanchez, who only got 29, even though they got the same amount of goals and assists put together, and also David Silva. Differences, Hazard really did pull some amazing performances out of the bag, and I mentioned, when I mentioned talking to my brother about it, Hazard, if you look at this, the last 10-15 games of Chelsea's season, without Hazard's goals and assists, they would not have won a league statistically. If Hazard was replaced with someone like Cuadrado on the other side, they wouldn't have won the league. There's got times when he got the goal to seal it, they would have dropped down to a draw. Times when they would have lost without Hazard. It's amazing to look at, and that's why I want to kind of fanboy Spencer FC. Hashtag game changer. But next up, we've got 0.5 million, or quite a lot down, actually 1.5 million down to Silva. Now, this choice is, I had to sacrifice a lot of positions, one of which was Mason, another which was one of my strikers up here. I'll get to that in the next episode, my strikers. But Silva, because he's just an amazing player. I think if you're talking about talent with the ball and passing, I think it's unrivaled. Hazard is good, yes. I feel like if you're wanting a playmaker to play in behind the striker, let's say you've got a Chelsea formation, you've got a right winger, you've got a left winger, you've got 2 central midfielders, you've got a striker, you want someone to play inside the striker, it's more of a playmaker role. If you look at someone in the Premier League, you just point your fingers straight to David Silva. Unrivaled how good he is, it's absolutely insane. You look at that, he racks up assists, that just proves it. Excluding his first season, I mean, averaging probably about 12 to 13 assists a season. Goal-wise, near on like that, 8 or 9 I'd say, looking at that. Or maybe 7, 8, 9, around there. And that's why he's in my midfield, because I feel like this season especially, hopefully he will come out trumps and really, really push forward. Aguero is rumoured to be leaving. If Aguero does leave, you have to step up to the mark, produce some better performances, and I'm sure he's got it in him. Next up, Gylfi Sigurdsson. Now, 7.5 million for a player that can back up 10 assists and 7 goals in last season, 9 clean sheets as well, and 154 points. Point return for price is a good one, and that's great to see. I have got an idea for that sort of thing. I'll get that back to that in a sec. Henderson is the next one. Captain Fantastic and the cover of FIFA 16. This season will be an even better season than last season. He racked up 6 goals and 10 assists. He really matured last season. That's great to see, because he came into a lot of criticism, but I really did like him throughout last season. I feel like future England captain, yes. Future, future world-class player, yes. Future, maybe Liverpool captain for the rest of his career, Who knows? But he'll have a good season this season. I can feel it, and especially coming in with a midfielder with like Milner. I feel like it's the Gerrard and Henderson sort of partnership again. And lastly is Ryan Mason. 5 million, it's best I could find 5 million, and if he plays like he did last season, you know, 5 million, and he can rack up the points. He can get a few assists like he has at 1 goal. Maybe he can improve on that this season. I believe he's made his England debut, so I don't think he's going to be losing his spot unless they sign a few decent central midfielders. Hopefully he can, sure, this season, do what Henderson did, rise up, because £5 million, that really could be a steal. I'm saying that now. That is potentially the biggest steal on the market at the current moment in time, definitely. But those are my 5 midfielders. Basically, what I've gone with is midfielders who are going to make a difference. Apart from Ryan Mason, because that's just literally for price, midfielders that are going to make a difference. Silva can get on free kicks and corners, so can Henderson, so can Sigurdsson, so can Hazard. He gets penalties as well, Hazard. Silva might, Sigurdsson might, Henderson might now. And Ryan Mason is just generally the 5 million there. Could be a steal, I don't know. It's just generally going with my gut feeling. But that's what you got to look for in midfielders. Do they pass a lot? Can they pass a lot well? Can they get assists? Where do they play? Holding midfielders is a no-no. I'll show you why. Matic, I consider one of the best holding midfielders. One of the best midfielders in the league. And he's 5 million. Ramirez is more, and he barely played last season, which shows how much of you know, how much he's not worth putting in his team. Yeah, he'll get you points, but it's not worth putting him in his team. 4.4% of people have messed up. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, same amount, 5 million. Just shows how much holding midfielders get in this game. And as far as that, make sure they can get on free kicks and corners and penalties. That's where you're going to pick up points. Teams get penalties, easy for them to pick up points. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed these tips. Strikers will be up next. If you like this video, leave a like. Let me think in the comments down below, and subscribe if you feel like I'm worthy. Check out the strikers. Got something to announce on the strikers. And peace.